All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. As always, Brandon is joining us um, on this crazy 2023 journey that we like to call the NFL draft. It is very exciting. We are already at pick number 8. We are already a quarter of the way done. That's how fast it goes, folks. We just go that fast, my man. But Brandon, it's always nice to see you, my man. How was your day?
It's been pretty good. How about you, man?
That's good, man. It's good. I'm ready to get this thing started. So, without further ado, it's the Atlanta Falcons today. I know you love to talk about the Falcons and everything. So, I know you're ready for that. Yeah, the Dirty Bird. It's Dirty Bird time. So, here we go. So, the Atlanta Falcons with a whopping record of 7. Hey, Mike. Always nice to see you, man. What's going on? As always, the Falcons with a whopping record of 7-10, having the 15th best offense, 23rd best defense. Look, let's just count it for what it was. They really didn't have the talent. The drafting didn't really go pan out as you would hoped, and this is where we are. This is where we are, folks. So, um, pretty much everybody that you expected to lead pretty much did. Marcus Mariota led the team in throwing with 2,219 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions to go along with 438 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. So a total of 19 touchdowns by Marcus Mariota last year. Tyler Alleger, the running back, over 1,000 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns to go along with 139 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. And Drake London, there for their first round pick, 72 receptions, 866 yards, 4 touchdowns. The only problem is fumbles. He fumbled 3 times and he lost all of them. So ball control issue is a main concern for Drake London, but nonetheless, not up to the standards of Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, but still a productive rookie year. And I think there was nothing more than what Atlanta. Of course, Atlanta would have wanted Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave, but it was still a productive season.
Wait,
So
wait,
nothing.
wait, 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 wait. They could have drafted Chris Olave
Yes,
or Garrett Wilson. So it's not like they didn't want them. They could have drafted them. They
of
just
course.
decided not to do it.
Yeah, they also could have drafted Micah Parsons, Jamar Chase, but
I
you
just
know,
I just opened that box right up for Atlanta. Like, I'm sorry, Atlanta. He's not gonna let you guys live this down. And I won't either, because that is a stupid ass decision. Because
no,
Kyle
you're
Pitts,
happy. As a Saints fan, you're happy because you don't
oh,
have
I'm
to see Micah
extremely
Parsons.
happy. I don't have to see Michael Parsons or Jamar Chase. Chris Olave is a part of the Saints, and Garrett Wilson's a Jet. That sounds so amazing. And Drake London fumbled one of those games against the Saints and helped us
Yes,
win.
he did.
So appreciate
It was the
it.
last one. It was the last one, and believe it or not, it's no surprise, it's no secret why Atlanta was kind of rough around the edges on defense. Rashawn Evans, the always super productive linebacker, finished the year with 159 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries. Of course, Grady Jarrett doing Grady Jarrett things, another Pro Bowl year, 6 sacks, leading the team with 6 sacks. Richie Grant, second year safety, which by the way, I was really high on. And don't get me wrong, I love Trayvon Morick, but there was a part of me where I'm like, I don't think we're gonna get Trayvon. I would have really wanted Richie Grant, but I'm really happy to know that Richie Grant, Michael Walker, and Jalen Hawkins all finished the team tied with interceptions with 2. So I'm really happy to see Richie Grant being somewhat productive in what was so not a very good defensive unit. So Brandon, you're a Saints fan. You probably got more insight on these team than I do. Describe to me one word. Tell me in a phrase what happened to the Atlanta Falcons. What happened?
The Falcons were the Falcons. I think we don't explain this enough. Like, literally, we could literally go to the first game of the year and literally see how they were literally dominating the Saints, beating the hell out the Saints. And then Jameis Winston and Michael Thomas just connected. It was just like, what in the hell is going on? And by the way, neither one of those players for the Saints in that game finished the season. Finished the season as starters. So it just it's Atlanta. I mean, what can I say? A lot of games this year, just like every year for Atlanta, it just seems like what always the bridesmaid, never the bride. It just feels like that's Atlanta. It's just it really does feel like that is Atlanta. That is the definition of Atlanta. I don't know what you want me to tell you. 28-3 in the Super Bowl to always finding a way to lead a game, then lose a game. It's just I don't know how you do it, but it's Atlanta. Atlanta is Atlanta. I can't even explain it.
It just feels so bad. Like, one
Not to
game,
me. Not to me.
the
It
one
doesn't feel like that
game,
to me.
they always look like they're ready to take the next step, and then it's like next week they show you, well, this is why they're Atlanta, and then it's like, I don't understand it. I probably will never understand it. I probably never will, and man, it just kills me to know that this is what's happened. That whole Atlanta mystique that they had when they went to the Super Bowl, it is completely gone. It is completely gone. It is no longer there. The players are no longer there. Everything has changed. And listen, I'm going to give credit to Arthur Smith because he's trying his best. It's just I don't think this is what he envisioned this team to be. I think he envisioned something different, and now we're looking at a situation where for Atlanta, do you go with okay, Arthur Blank said we're moving forward like Desmond Ritter is the starter. All right, and I know there was a report out there that came out today that said Atlanta is not in the conversation of getting Lamar Jackson. Bull crap. All right, bull crap. Look, if this is what you can do offensively if this is what you can do offensively with a Marcus Mariota and Lamar Jackson, I would love to see Marcus Mariota and a Desmond Ritter. I would love to see what you can do with an Lamar Jackson. All right, like let's be real about this. Is Lamar Jackson good enough to cover up your defensive deficiencies? Yes, 100%. I think so. The only problem is that your defense still needs to. Now, we can't always accredit that the defense just didn't know what they were doing. Okay, obviously the offensive line did stall. Sometimes it just wasn't working. 3 and outs. There was a game, like you said, week 1 against the Saints. They were up, and I'm like, man, this is okay. The Saints. And then they ran out of luck. And then it's like, here we go again. It always seems Atlanta is always going to be that team that if they always blow a lead, that's just what they're known for. Like, and you would think like it was just a one-time thing, but no, it has carried over for years. Years. Last year against Dallas, all they had to do was just run the ball. And they lost to Dallas. This year against the Saints, run the ball. And what happened? You let the Saints come back.
I mean,
I don't know where else to go.
We forget the game where they literally were up at home against Carolina, and PJ Walker just got out the pocket. And just threw it to DJ Moore. He's covered like about 2 cornerbacks. And he just caught the touchdown. He just caught
how do you let DJ Moore get behind you in a 4th and long situation?
He just ran past him. It's like, what the fuck you doing?
Like, okay, you could have covered. Listen, you could have let anybody else wide open, but the one man you're not supposed to leave wide open, and he just goes behind you. Like, how? How do you let the one person? Like, it would have been different if I don't know, Kenny Golladay, if Marvin Jones.
I think they would have caught Kenny Golladay.
It would have been different. Like if
Adam Thielen,
Laviska Shenault caught the game-winning touchdown. No, the one man you were not allowed to leave open, and you had 3 defenders on him, and he passed all 3 of them.
It's how crazy this is. Everybody knew where the ball was going, including them.
Everybody knew, and the one man you couldn't leave open, you let them wide open.
Everybody knew.
That's why it's like, dude, like Atlanta, get your stuff together, man.
Atlanta would
Get your
be
stuff
Atlanta, and
together.
I do not want Atlanta to get their stuff together. They are my Denver Broncos. They are they
Oh
are
my
my Denver
God.
Broncos. I do not need y'all to find a quarterback. Keep it the same. I like what you're doing. You are amazing. Don't you let anybody tell you different.
It's like, dude, you got to get it together. So, I think the point for me, I think the point for me in this season was, when Desmond Ritter came on, okay, look, he played his games. He did what he had to do. It's
Mm.
not like he was gonna light up the world his rookie year. Okay, that's not the plan. I just, however, did feel pretty bad that was a situation that he had to get pretty much put in. Marcus Mariota got hurt. Yeah, here you go. So you got a running back that nobody knows about. Your offensive line is okay, and your wide receiver catches it and fumbles it immediately. Other than that, you're on. Your other tight end only wants to show up when he wants to. There
Well,
you go.
well, he shows up in London, so we can't say he doesn't show up at all. He shows up in London. He even catches a touchdown or two. That is how he cares about the game so much.
I
He's worked. Hey, Juan.
listen.
He was Juan. He has the best hands out of that draft class. Okay, don't forget that he had the best hands out of that
This
draft
is
class.
this is where this is where I come in, and I have to literally look at the front of this camera and say, why? First of all, I don't even know the guy's name. I don't. I don't know the guy's name. I don't. Why is he still a general manager in the NFL? Let me put it to you like this. If he's a general manager, and the choices I've seen since he's been there, where do I put my application? Do I just drop it off at the UPS? Turn it to all 32 headquarters? Because I want to apply if that's the case. How?
Juan.
This is where it gets me.
He has the
This is
best hands in that draft
this is
class.
where it gets me. So, first time, pick number 4. Pick number 4. Listen, man, we already knew what was going to happen. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Quarterback. We already knew this. Okay, man, this is it. What have we been saying for a while now? You need defense. You need somebody to pair up with Grady Jarrett. You need somebody to match up with Deion Jones. You need somebody to match up. Like, you need a defensive game changer. All right, listen. I know it's not going to be listen. There's never a sure thing, but sometimes when you look at a player, you just know he's going to be productive in the NFL. Like, you just know, like, that dude was meant to play in the NFL. That dude right there. He was meant to be an NFL player. And not only was he meant to play, he went to a school where historically defensive players, especially at his position, have come into the NFL and have had amazing careers. Amazing. Matt Millen, Navarro Bowman. What do those two guys have in common? What do they have in common? Where do they go to school?
Penn State.
Okay, you had a guy,
LeVar Arrington.
Arrington, and then Michael Parsons. You had a guy. Penn State historically has had more hits at linebacker than fucking Alabama and LSU probably combined. Okay? Not only they
Something with
have
Miami.
Miami too. Historically, Penn State is linebacker U. And what did he do? What did Michael Parsons do? He broke records. He was a defensive beast. He proved it on the stats. He proved it at the combine. What did Atlanta do? Nah. No. Because you said we need to draft the player. Okay, fine. Fine. You can pass up on Michael Parsons. That's fine. But whoever you're drafting has to be just as equally as good. And there was one name. Jamar Chase. It's like, fine. If you're gonna build this, you have to draft somebody that's gonna be just as equally as important to the team as Michael Parsons. Brandon, how important is Jamar Chase to this Bengals team?
Super Bowl his rookie year.
Okay. What did he do his rookie year?
Pretty much record. Randy Moss's. Ain't know that about him.
What did Atlanta do? What did Atlanta do? What did they do?
They drafted a really good, maybe could be one day, maybe if everything lines up right, Hall of Famer tight.
They drafted and it's not the fact that listen, I'm never gonna diss a player for where they get drafted. They don't put a gun to a franchise's head and be like, you better take me or I'm gonna blow your brains out. I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna
if everything goes right. If everything goes right.
Never gonna do that.
Silly candy, however, maybe possibly really great.
What I am gonna do is I am gonna look at what you said. And I'm going to read what you said in those press conferences. You had the gall. You had the gall to go up there on night one and say, we wanted to draft the best offensive player in the draft. Did Justin Fields die? Did Jamar Chase die?
Jalen Waddle.
Did Jalen Waddle die? Did they retire? Did Rashawn Slater? Did all these guys pass away? Did they go missing?
Your guy.
Did they lose their number?
Your guy. Penis away.
Did he go missing? Did he not answer your call? No, you said I want to draft the best offensive player. Wow. Okay. No, then you come now. What's even better is that you wanted like a blackjack table. You wanted to double down on what you said on night 2. When they asked you, do you feel like you got the best off? I didn't mean the best off. I wanted the guy with the best hands. Did Jamar Chase die? Did the Bengals draft the wrong Jamar Chase? Did Jalen Waddle deny your call like Trevor Lawrence denied Urban Meyer? I saw Penny Sewell catch a freaking ball this season better than Kyle Pitts has done his 2 freaking years. You're telling me you're the... Okay, fine. How do you follow up? How do you follow that up? I don't have to wait long. It happened in my backyard. You decided you saw everything we all did. You saw all the tape. You saw all the numbers. You saw the stats. You looked at yourself and you said, Drake London is the best wide receiver. And in your board, you said Drake London is the best wide receiver in the draft. Not the Bears draft boardroom. Not Seattle's draft board. Not even Cleveland. The Atlanta Falcons said Drake London is the best wide receiver in this draft. That's what you said. That's what you said, Atlanta. And then you had the gall to come back on night 1 in year 2 and say, we wanted to pair up 2 great offensive playmakers. This is a message for all 32 teams out there, including the Atlanta Falcons. My services are available to you as of right freaking now. Because if that dude is a general manager in the NFL, I want a freaking shot too. I want a freaking shot too.
Yeah.
Hell, hire
No.
Stephen A. Smith.
Listen,
He doesn't know what players are. He doesn't know who's going to play because he'll call out players from 3 years old that retired and saying they're playing on a Thursday night football game. But I bet you he's got better credentials than that stupid one. Like, come on. This is why Atlanta's Atlanta.
Juan, I would not let you be the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons. I respect you and love you too much for that. Plus, on top of that, you probably make them really respectable, and I don't need that. We need that at all. I like them the way they are. I like just the way they are.
This Atlanta team is really good. Damn you! Damn you! How dare you go? How dare you go with the obvious picks? Damn you!
You're picking all safe and obvious and clearly of desperate need. How dare you pick the obvious people that's supposed to be there?
How dare you turn this franchise around? How dare you? How dare you?
This is not what I signed up for.
How dare you do your job?
How dare you? How dare you make this a Super Bowl contender?
Don't you know this is America? Don't you know this is America? You don't need to do your job right.
Oh man,
you're still gonna get paid. You don't need to do your job right. This is what I'm saying. This is why Atlanta, to me, as long as that. Listen, Arthur Smith deserves every chance in the world because I think he's doing as good as he can. As long as he's the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons, and I don't even know his goddamn name. If he's still the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons by this time next year we talk, I guarantee you this much. They're going to be picking in the top 10 every single year he's there because he sucks. He sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's making these stupid decisions. The only good thing that comes out of it is he knows how to create cap space, and nobody wants to become because you built a shitty team. That's right. The general manager of the Atlanta Falcons, this message is for you. You suck. You need to go because I respect the Falcons enough because I remember what they were before you got there, and you're blowing it. You're making these wrong choices. You're passing up on great talent. You passed up not 1 year, 2 years in a row, you passed up on great talent. And players that could have turned this franchise around immediately in a shitty division, and now you're probably going to be fighting with Tampa Bay in the fourth and trying to decide who's going to be your quarterback next year. Get ready, Caleb Williams. This is your freaking future, man. A general manager that sucks at getting freaking talent, that you have to rely on old free agents to get it going.
Here's the thing. He doesn't suck at getting talent. He just doesn't know how to choose the right talent. That's the thing. I think Kyle Pitts is a good tight end. Is he the best fucking tight end you could have picked right then and there with the 4th overall pick? Fuck no. You should have probably not done that. Yes, you're going to get all of these jokes because Kyle Pitts has not shown the fuck up. This is the 3rd year now. This is his 3rd year. If he does not do anything, you're going to look really stupid that you drafted him 4th when you had Jamar Chase on the board. Yes, Michael Parsons. But you also had Patrick Surtain. You had J.C. Horn. You had people defensively you could have went to go get. Like cornerbacks. Like you had so many people that could have. Justin Fields. You could have fixed your quarterback dilemma right then and there. And he's from Atlanta. This is like the easiest thing. It would have fit perfectly. The fact of the matter is this. Atlanta is Atlanta. And that is why I say, don't fix a goddamn thing, Atlanta. I love everything you're doing. That is so beautiful. I respect Atlanta because they actually did something during this offseason, which we're about to talk about. But listen, I think Atlanta is Atlanta. Drake London, for me personally, 3rd, 4th best receiver last year. I don't know if he was the first fucking receiver. Clearly not, because both of us said Garrett Wilson Jr. or Chris Olave will be the first 2 receivers off the board. And they completely ignored that shit. It just flew by that and just completely ignored it.
We had Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson for fighting number 1. Okay. We had Jameson Williams and Christian Watson fighting for number 2. Okay. And at that point, it was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Literally, Jameson Williams, if he wasn't hurt, he probably would have been the first receiver off the board. Let's be real. It did Garrett Wilson. And
Had
Chris
he
Olave
not, had he not blew his ACL in that championship game against
game,
Georgia, we'd be talking something different.
and
Okay,
and,
we'd be
and,
talking
probably,
something completely different.
and people probably don't know why we saying Jameson Williams. Who was Jameson Williams? Just go look at Detroit at the end of the season with him. Pay attention to what he's going to do this season on the field now, a full training camp, healthy. This Detroit offense is going to be something. And I feel like a lot of people might not know that. And Drake London is going to literally be the 4th, 5th best receiver because I think Christian Watson is going to actually be really good. And here's how crazy this is. You might be the 6th best receiver because I think Romeo Dobbs is better than you. Like, that is how...
You might even be the 7th. You know why? Because I expect Treylon Burks to do something in Tennessee this year. Oof. This is how crazy it is.
I don't know that.
You took. This is what we're talking about. We're literally debating, should we take you or Treylon Burks? And we're talking about it like they're the 5th or 6th best wide receiver in that group. But Atlanta took them first. What did Garrett Wilson do? Oh, he just won Offensive Rookie of the Year. What did Chris Olave do? Well, he was a number 1 target, and everybody made him complete about Marquez Callaway and Michael Thomas in 1 freaking year. What did Jameson Williams do? Oh, well, we came back from his ACL. They were double guarding Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he caught that 89-yard bomber because nobody could catch him.
Just burnt the hell out of him.
What did Christian Watson do? Christian Watson in 3 games had a span of almost 7 freaking touchdowns. In a span of 3 games. And what did Treylon Burks do? An amazing kick returner and a good wide receiver. What did Romeo Dobbs do when he finally got going? Being a good teammate to Christian Watson, too.
And on top of that, this is how bad this is. Drake London could be the 8th best receiver. Because I forgot Jahan Dotson in Washington. Because his ass did so many great things last year. This is how bad Atlanta's draft has been, ladies and gentlemen. We
all told Atlanta, listen. If you're going to do wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, why did you go for Drake London? Because maybe the height, you have clearly forgotten what the hell you're talking about.
Here's the thing. I know people are going to be listening to us. I got friends, I got family that are Atlanta Falcons fans and stuff. And it gives me nothing but great pleasure to see them just look so depleted.
No, it pisses me off. Why? It pisses me off. You know why? Because those fans deserve better. Not this Yahoo who's making these who's making these draft decisions and burying their team. They are way worse now than they were after they lost the freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah. I feel like this, though. I think that Atlanta's general manager, this free agency was really okay. It was pretty decent, but
we'll get to that.
But yeah, these last 2 picks, these last 2 years, they're head scratchers. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know. In the first draft, Kyle Pitts draft, you had so many different situations, and Atlanta needed so many things, and you chose a fucking tight end. And I get it. Julio Jones is pretty much out the door, but that still doesn't give you the right to just it does give you the right, but it doesn't make any sense to draft Kyle Pitts. It didn't make any fucking sense, especially if you're not going to put him as a receiver. That's my biggest problem. It's like you drafted him to be a tight end. What the fuck sense does that make? Put his ass as a receiver and see what happens. Because he is not a blocker. I don't think people understand this. He doesn't block. He fucking catches. Just make his ass a receiver.
It kills me because you would think a man with sense would look at those draft picks and be like, in one end, I have all this talent available. You literally went into the draft. You were the first pick. You were the first pick in that draft, your year. Because we knew what picks 1, 2, and 3 were going to go. So all eyes were on you. And you said to yourself, Kyle Pitts is the best player left on the board. That's what you went with. That's what you said. That's what your staff members, Your scouting report all said Kyle Pitts is the fourth best player in this draft.
And
Well, I had him at 16. I had him at 16 to Arizona.
I think I had him going like to Minnesota and Dallas. Like I just like I had him so far down the board. Like it's like I was like, yeah, he doesn't deserve to be in any. Like I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I think, like I said, Atlanta, you screwed up because you picked a tight end that doesn't block. The man, that's not his job. Like he's a catcher.
No, here's how you follow it up. You pick a wide receiver that doesn't know how to cause separation.
Hey, those are two amazing offensive weapons. Don't you?
I am here to fight for the Atlanta Falcons, the fandom of the Atlanta Falcons, to say you need to find your general manager and throw him out the freaking building. Top floor, like the highest point,
Bring
so
him to
he never
Decatur.
comes back.
Bring him to Decatur, a Bankhead. Let them do the job. You're good.
Like
You're
it's
good.
just it kills me to know. I know this already. As long as he's still the general manager, the Atlanta Falcons will always be picking in top 10 because he drafts shitty players in the first.
Hey, he's our John Elway. Don't you let them change you.
It kills me. Now we're gonna look at now free agency wise. Free agency wise. Listen, you're doing everything, and you have to rely on free agents. Why? Because your drafting sucks. I'm sorry to say it. Your drafting sucks, so you have to rely heavily on older veterans. What do I mean by that? You resign Caleb McGrary. That's good. It's a good start. Okay, you got your right tackle now. Great. You had to sign Taylor Henneke. You better make him the starter day freaking one. Better make him, because if you don't,
I hope
again,
not. I hope not.
again,
I hope
you
not.
you decided to sign Jermaine Ifedi for depth. Okay, Matt Collins, another wide receiver that doesn't know how to cause separation, but he's a good special teams player. You decided to resign your punter, Bradley Pinion. You decided to resign your fullback, Keith Smith. And you traded for Jano Smith, a true blocking tight end. That's probably going to help this offensive line more than Kyle Pitts can ever do in his life.
Can't catch for shit, but he can block.
Now, defensively, hey, Jesse Bates, great safety. David Onyemata, you know him.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves the Saints, goes to Atlanta. Mike Hughes, all right, a little bit of a roller coaster, up and down, but still can play in the NFL. Cornell Armstrong, another corner. Tay Davis, one of the better linebacker special teams unit aces out there. Kadane Ellis, and you decided to re-sign Lorenzo Carter, who had a great year, but it doesn't look like it because he only had 4 sacks, but he is great setting off the edge. So where am I going with this, Brandon? Where am I going with this? I'm still going to give this a low B. I'm still going to give it a low B because you're hoping that all these guys pan out. Do you want to know why Atlanta has so much cap space this year? Do you want to know why?
Explain.
Because all the good position players, all the key players that actually are worth a damn in Atlanta are gone. Nobody gets scared of Kyle Pitts. Nobody cares about Drake London. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Tyler Alliger. Nobody cares. But why do we care? Because this is what we do. And for me, I'm going to fight for every Falcon fan out there. I will start a petition with you guys whenever you guys are ready saying this general manager needs to freaking go. And I will sign it 1,000,000 times if I have to. I will give up my bones in my writing hand just to see that dude go because he is not worth an NFL GM job if you're going to keep passing up players like a Micah Parsons, like a Jamar Chase, like a J.C. Horn, like a Patrick Surtain, like a Penny Sewell, like a Rashawn Slater, like an Elijah Vera Tucker.
All right, Chris Olave, Greg Wilson Jr. Just throwing it out there.
Jameson Williams, Jordan Davis, Tyler Lindenbaum,
Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean,
Holy shit. Yeah,
Devin Lloyd,
round.
Devin Lloyd, Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh, God. Yeah.
If you're going to keep passing up on players like that, why are you an NFL general manager? I know you can't draft them all, but pick something. Pick something that's worth a damn. Pick something that's worth a damn. Go ahead, Brandon. Give me your grade for their offseason so far.
I give it a B. More so because of the other side of the ball than the offense. Yeah, you re-signed your guard, which was very big. Chris, LaShawn, you know what I'm talking about. You re-signed him, which was really big. You needed to bring him back. That O-line still sucks, so I don't know what's going to really happen. But the other side of the ball is reason why I think that Atlanta might make some noise, not a lot, but they might do something in the beginning of the season until people figure out what that defense is like they did last year. A lot of teams kind of struggled early against Atlanta defensively. You saw it in the Rams game, saw it in the Saints game, stuff like that. But when teams started to pick up what they were doing, they got caught and they couldn't stop anybody. And that's kind of what this is. So, yeah, I give it a B. More so, the Jesse Bates signing is a very big signing. If you can actually figure out how to use him the right way, which Atlanta has never figured the fuck out how to use certain players like him the right fucking way. But
no, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that.
I want to see how that's going to look.
The Jesse Bates, Richie Grant combo, beautiful.
And you got AJ Terrell, who is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. I mean, a lot of people don't talk about him because Atlanta sucks, but he's a really good cornerback. I'm not going to say that.
He really is. He really is a good corner. And when was he picked? Oh, he was picked before this new general manager Yahoo was hired. Imagine that.
Yeah. So I give him a B.
You know, so I don't know. I mean, like I said, it kills me. It pains me because I know Atlanta Falcon fans deserve better. They do. They really do. I'm tired of them getting this lead. I'm tired of them blowing this lead. I'm tired of being the butt of all jokes of 28-3, you know, and that's going to haunt them for the rest of their life. I get it. But it doesn't help when you do it consistently. And you can only say to yourself, damn, I wish we had a Patrick Surtain to cover a Mike Evans. Or damn, I wish we had a Micah Parsons to rush the passer in a 3rd and long situation to probably win the game. Or damn, I wish I had a Rashawn Slater to protect our quarterback and to give him a little bit more time to step into the – I wish I had – Enough. So, Brendan, here we go, man. Here we go. You know, a lot of people are going to see this video and they'll be like, man, is he a Falcons fan? No, unfortunately, I am not. I'm not a Falcons fan. It kills me because every freaking year, man, when the Atlanta Falcons are good, it's fun. The league is fun. But then when you got Yahoos, all right, like this dude running the franchise, being the general manager of this franchise, when you got Yahoos like him making decisions like he does, I'm applying tomorrow. You know what? I'm applying tonight. I'm putting in my resume. I'm sending this video to all 32 teams, especially Atlanta, to be like, you know what? If he's worthy, then why don't I have a shot too, man? All right? Why can't I have a shot too? Because I'm tired of seeing guys like him get opportunities when I know there's way more talented and I know there's way more deserving people than this freaking Yahoo. Anyway, go ahead, Brandon. It's time to make our selection. So, I mean, before anything else, do you have anything else to add to this Atlanta Falcons team? Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I'm about to do it with this pick. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Brandon. The floor is yours. Everybody's already drunk. Everybody's already drunk at the parties and everything. Nobody really cares. Everybody's still booing Roger Goodell every time. All right. Who are the Falcons taking up at number 8 right now?
All right. With the number 8 pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons will select Myles Murphy, defensive end, Clemson. I feel like everything my brother Juan just said is exactly why Atlanta is going to always struggle. Their offense suck. Last year, they were in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. Don't know why, because he's just from there. But let's be real. If he would have went to the Atlanta Falcons, they would have sucked and probably been in the same position they're in right the fuck now. So,
But you
and this is
can't
the
blame them for at that point. I wouldn't have not gone this hard on them for trying. The problem is Atlanta's not trying. I'm sorry to cut you off, but they're not trying,
but
Brandon.
but
They're
see,
not.
here's the thing. I actually think they're building that offense the right way. I actually think they're building Atlanta the right way. I think don't fuck up the formula. And that's the key. I think you have to build that team somehow, some way. Something that a lot of people, the Lamar Jackson situation, I never thought Lamar Jackson was going to Atlanta. I don't think he's going. I don't see him really going to Atlanta and doing anything because it's the same situation of the Deshaun Watson last year. What has Atlanta really done to fix the offense? Nothing. They don't have anything to make that a real competitive team,
Yeah.
a real competitive offense, and they don't have anything. And that's why I'm like, do you really want Drake London when he's really not that better than Rashad Bateman? Like, he's really not that better. Like, do you really want Kyle Pitts, who's like a receiver playing tight end, when you actually have a better tight end that actually knows how to block and catch, and Mark Andrews? J.K. Dobbins is way, way better than any Atlanta running back that they have. Why would you leave that? And it doesn't make any sense. And that is the reason why I don't think they're going to draft Bryce Young. And he's still on my board. And that's why I'm not putting him here. Because as much as Bryce Young probably would go and do amazing, I don't want to see him suffer. Like I don't want to see him suffer. Myles Murphy, though, fix what we've been talking about. You need pass rush. Something that's, like I said, something that we haven't talked about is the Saints defensive coordinators and pretty much assistants all being signed to Atlanta. Like, the Saints defensive assistant is literally now the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator. Yeah. That right there, and then you sign a Ellis, and then you sign a David Oyemata. Those are two Saints players that know the system they're about to put into that situation. Reason why I said Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell, it's gonna be pretty interesting because I know what the Saints defense looks like when they're on. But you have no Cam Jordan. You have no Peyton Turner. Hell, you ain't even got a Marcus Davenport. You need a Myles Murphy. He comes from Clemson, which means he knows the area. He knows what is going to be that defense. With the speed of that team, they need to get something. They need pass rush. Maybe they stopped P.J. Walker last year from throwing the damn ball down the field to DJ Moore. If they actually had somebody, I don't know, to catch him. Like, maybe Jameis Winston gets sacked and doesn't get the ball off to Michael Thomas in the first week. And this could be a whole different conversation. This is a different team if you actually have a pass rusher. You need your Cam Jordan. You don't have one. And as much as Calais Campbell saying he's going to sign with you guys, he's still 36 goddamn years old. It's not that much he can fucking do. So Myles Murphy from Clemson, he has the ability. He comes from the ACC. He comes from Clemson, which is another thing that a lot of people don't understand, is that Clemson has always found a way to have really productive defensive players. And I feel like him going to Atlanta, I'm not saying he's Michael Parsons. He will never be. But he at least puts one thing that you need. Pass rush. You have now a young pass rusher. You just got to fill in the rest of the shit. So Myles Murphy is my pick for Atlanta.
Okay. God, that'd be such a God, finally something worth to talk about for Atlanta. Finally. So everything, I do agree with you with everything you said. Look, I think this defense is going to be better. If it gets worse, nobody's coming back. Nobody's coming back.
Oh, no.
If this defense gets worse, nobody's coming back.
You might get your wish. You might get your wish.
Okay. And I hope the general manager is out by like week 3 at that point. If they start 0-3, just kick them out. Kick them out already. Look, I agree with you with everything. They have everything they need to be a successful defense. They have the legit cover corner. They have the safety to do it. What they're missing now, don't get me wrong. They have the physical presence on the inside, and they have the edge toner on the edge with Lorenzo Carter. But they're just missing, like you said, that one piece. They're missing their Cam Jordan. They're missing their Myles Garrett. They're missing their Michael Parsons. They're missing their the guy who's going to put the game away. That's what
Yeah.
they're missing their exclamation point. All
Yes.
right, they're missing their exclamation point on this defense. Like, what's going to be like? Okay, everything works out. This is your only job. Finish the game. Who's going to be the guy to always say, "I'm going to finish"? You're missing your Geno Atkins, basically.
Yes.
Okay, that's when Geno Atkins. When it was time, you're missing your Aaron Donald. He got you. You're missing your Ray Lewis. That's your exclamation point. That's what this defense is missing. They're missing their exclamation point.
Javon Miller.
Exactly. All right. So for me, right now, I'm going to go defensive end as well. But I'm not going Miles Murphy. I'm not going Miles Murphy because I'm going to go with the guy that's actually a multi-talented tool who could play the edge, who could play the linebacker position, who could play defensive end. So for me, for my money, I'm going to go Tyree Wilson, edge rusher out of Texas Tech. Look, right now, Atlanta needs help more than anything. I'm not saying that Tyree Wilson is the next Micah Parsons. No. However, is he a productive player? Of course he is.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. 61 tackles, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. He knows how to get after it. He knows how to get after it. And out of all the defensive end, he was actually the one that was graded the highest of stopping the run last year. So get you a guy that's a multi-talented tool and who's also a 3-down defensive man. He can play linebacker. So he can play opposite of Lorenzo Carter. And then in dime nickel situations when it's passing, he can put his hand in the dirt because he's just that multi-talented. And the way the defense is set up for Atlanta, he would be perfect. How the Saints like to run that multi-dimensional, and you know this better than I do because, like you said, your Saints coaches are now in Atlanta, so you know how they like to run. And we both know, watching the Saints for a while now, they like to run that multi-dimensional defensive stuff. So why not get you a guy that can do both? I'm not saying that Grady Jarrett is Cameron Jordan because those are 2 different players in 2 different positions, but both respectively equally well at their positions. Let's not get it twisted. However, if you get yourself a Tyree Wilson, you get yourself a Miles Murphy, guess what? You're probably going to get your exclamation point on your defense.
Yeah.
And then that should accumulate everything else to make the offense run as smooth as you want it to be. Now, I don't know how smoother the offense is going to look because I think they've hit their potential. I think middle of the pack, because of the talent that they have, is where they're going to be. The only thing the defense can do now is be middle of the pack too, but that has to go hand in hand. The offense has to keep scoring, and the defense just has to do their job. So for me, I'm going to go Tyree Wilson here. Not that I say that I don't like the Miles Murphy pick. It's just I want a guy that you need multi-dimension at this point. And Tyree Wilson is that guy. Respectively, off the edge.
Well, Tyree Wilson is already going off my board, so it makes sense. It's already going on my board.
Well, he went to Seattle. He went to Seattle.
Yeah. Which
in your world, he went to Seattle. He was still on mine.
Yeah, well, Seattle desperately needs that too. They need an edge too. But yeah, no, I'm not mad at that pick. That's a good pick. I mean, if you're Atlanta, you fix 2-1. I mean, you fix 2-1. You get a linebacker and you get a pass rush. And that's the thing. Atlanta needs a lot. And we keep acting like Atlanta doesn't. like Atlanta needs a lot. And we keep acting like they don't. The best thing they can do is build that defense first. Build that defense and then try to figure out the offense, because your head coach is an offensive coordinator and he seems like he doesn't know shit when it gets to certain points in the game.
And that's scary.
Atlanta does not have Derrick Henry. You can't just give the ball to Derrick Henry. You have no Derrick Henry. You better figure it out. It's getting to that point where
that's not to say that they can draft somebody in the 2nd, 3rd, or whatever. I'm just saying right now, Atlanta needs to fix their biggest. Now they could have fixed this 2 years ago. Don't mess it up now. You're at 8. Don't mess it up now.
This Atlanta gonna
And
fuck
God
it up.
forbid if a quarterback is there at 8, I'm going to be so pissed if they take that quarterback.
It's Atlanta. They're gonna fuck it up.
God forbid
It's
they do
Atlanta.
anything. But if anybody can tell us the name of the general manager for Atlanta, defense, especially edge. Edge.
And I see a lot of people say.
Murphy.
I see a lot of people say they want them to drive a cornerback. It's like you don't need a cornerback. You got AJ Terrell.
It would
You
be
got some.
fine to pair him up with AJ. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then you're still going to run into the same problems that
Yeah,
you had last year.
You not only do you have somebody that can stop the pass with them, but now you got a team running on you. Like what's going on?
Now what you're essentially looking at as your potential front four, just your 4 defensive linemen, you're looking at a potential of Tyree or Miles Murphy, Lorenzo Carter, Grady Jarrett, and David Onomatoya.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Nice.
That's averagely good.
Or Miles Murphy. So yeah,
exactly. Miles Murphy, Tyree Wilson, and Lorenzo Carter as your edges. You're fine. You finally figured it out. It's just you need to hit this right, Atlanta. Atlanta needs to hit this right because if they don't, if that defense gets worse this year than it did last year, nobody's safe. Nobody's going to have a job. Nobody's going to do anything, and that's it. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how this works out for Atlanta. So, Atlanta, just do the right thing, man, and just keep it going. Just keep it going, man. So, it is what it is. But that's going to do it today. That's going to do it today for us. Atlanta is officially off the clock. They are celebrating because they get their edge rusher between Miles Murphy or Tyree Wilson. You guys let us know who would you guys decide if they were there at 8. You let us know in the comments. Tomorrow, we will be talking about the Carolina Panthers, but we will be making the Chicago Bears pick.
Yeah,
as you know, the Bears traded with the Panthers, so that's why the Panthers are. Well, that's why the Bears are here now. We're just going to be talking about the Panthers because we talked about the Bears in the very first episode. We just made the Panthers pick, so now we're going to just flip-flop it. We're going to talk about the Panthers, but the Bears are going to make the pick. And I'm going to be honest with you. The Panthers, they're in just a worse situation than almost the Falcons are, to be honest with you. Because it's bad. Like, it's really bad. But, like I said, the Panthers, I guess they're going all in. This is it. But the Bears, I'll put it to you like this. The Bears are having a great offseason, and I think at number 9, I think Bear fans are going to be very happy with, who I at least have them selected tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes.
Go like Bears. Good luck, Bears.
I'm just saying. And we'll see how this goes. But, like I said, for Atlanta, just do the right thing, man. Just do the right thing. But that's going to do it today. Brandon, I will see you tomorrow, my man. You have a good night. Everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same channel, same everything. Tomorrow, like I said, we will be talking about the Panthers, but we will be making the Bears selection. We don't know. Like I said, we're almost done. And then let's see, what's tomorrow? Friday will be pick number 10. We'll recap our first 10 picks. And, I'm actually kind of excited because I'm already kind of far up ahead. But I actually can't wait to tell you who my 10th pick is going to be because I know you're going to hate it so much. Oh, you're going to hate it so much.
I don't know.
It's your fault, though. It's your fault, though, because your team did this to them. Your team did this.
Here's the thing. I've already got my 10th pick, too, and I'm just like, I hate myself for picking this guy. I hate myself already for picking this guy.
Because instead of the Saints, he's going to the Eagles?
Oh, God, no. Why is this happening? Oh, my God.
Yeah, because instead of the Saints, he's going to the Eagles, folks.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, like the Eagles need any help, right? They need any help, right?
Shit.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, thanks a lot, New Orleans.
The power of draft. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, New Orleans. You guys are kidding me, right? Oh, what did Eagles do last year? Oh, they were only one game away from winning the Super Bowl. Of course, they're going to get the top 10 pick. Great,
I,
freaking awesome,
I came up with my
freaking
pick. I was like, I literally came up with my pick, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. If I really do pick this dude to be in this position, I'm gonna hate myself. I really am probably gonna hate myself because it should have been us. This should have been us.
Great. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty sure. Well, I mean, I don't really care because my team's in the AFC West, so I'm good. It's just the NFC East is probably looking at you guys like, man, freaking
Son of a bitch.
Son
of a bitch. Just looking at us like, son of a bitch.
like, yeah. And what sucks? It's like, yep, he could have been a saint, but here we are. Here we are, folks. Here we are. And don't you guys need a running back? Yeah. He ain't gonna be there. I'm telling you that right now. He ain't gonna. None of them are gonna be there for you, bro.
This sucks.
Oh man, the draft. Fun, right? Very fun, right? Oh man, I'm telling you. But all right, my man. I will see you tomorrow. You have a good rest of your night. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, Panthers. Talk about them, but the Bears are on the clock. So here we go. Everybody have a wonderful night. Peace.